All right, we are off. Another vlog. I'm gonna attempt these. I tried before. I was extremely awkward and uncomfortable doing them, but I said to myself, I get these new GoPros, I'm gonna bring them back. So this is my another installment of doing this type of content. So I'm on my way currently. I'm a little early, probably a problem, but we'll figure it out. I have to stop and get air in my tire. But we're on our way to the Sanctuary. I'm picking up Crispy. And then from the Sanctuary, we are heading to Ridgefield Park, New Jersey for Wrestling Is Now the Win show. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to the role I'm doing. I was just told to come and bring whatever equipment I have that can help, and we'll figure it out from there. So I have no idea, so we'll kind of play it by ear when we get there. Regardless, it's going to be an amazing card. I was essentially supposed to ride up with other people, but they weren't unable to make it, and then it turned into a possible booking opportunity and not just going with that person and watching the show, which is good, and that's half the battle. If you want to enter a content creating space, or you want to enter the business and you're not a wrestler, or even if you are a wrestler, you're not getting bookings and you're not getting opportunities sitting at home. You got to get in your car, you got to make the trips, make the rounds. So that's essentially what I'm doing. A little out of, I guess you would say, my comfort zone. I've only ever done this one other time where I just drove to a show and seen what happened, and didn't do commentary with people I, for the most part, knew, whether it be Pete or BP or the team at PPW or High Tension. So this is essentially a brand new promotion, brand new people, brand new faces. There are some people in the locker room that I do know that I'm excited to see, but this is essentially just breaking your comfort zone and putting yourself in situations to try new things, and that's essentially what I'm trying here. I'm excited, I'm nervous, a lot of emotions, but essentially I gotta go in and do my thing. There's gonna be a lot of other content creators there, all trying to get the same pieces of content, all trying to get the same things. Hopefully where I can stand out is my quality and my approach and how I do things. I'm still down to like collaborate and help people out and show them what I use and how I use it, but it's a different experience of going to a promotion and maybe not working and having the opportunity to come in as a fan or a content creator and covering the event. I haven't done that since before I started this content space of going to PPW shows as a fan, and then going in there and working and showing what I had to offer. At that time, it was very little, but it still was better than others that were there or the others that were around me, so I stood out. So going into this promotion, just looking to show what I have to offer and continue to grind and keep doing things. I'm really, like I said, I'm excited but nervous, but I'm not going to bore you guys forever and do this the whole time, but I don't know how or when I'm going to interject these, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out as I go and try to just go and have some fun and try to capture as much as I can in a space that everyone's comfortable with. But if you guys are liking these vlogs, please let me know in the comments. If there's things you want me to do or things you want me to talk about, I'm definitely open to doing that. And this isn't going to be a vlog, I think, when it comes to just going to wrestling shows. I'm not really gonna call this a vlog. I think this is gonna just be like a video journal for me. So like the other vlogs that were there, they're gonna stay, but I think this is gonna be something new for me where it's gonna be a video journal, because I've been struggling a little bit mentally, and this grind and this trying to make it, full disclosure, no punches being pulled here. Like I want this to be my job. I want this to be my career, but I also am trying to do this from an independent standpoint, and the only way to do that is by support from others. I'm not going to get picked up by a major company or corporation. I can get sponsored by them, and that's dope. Sponsored Elevation 1470, go check them out. But at the end of the day, it comes down to general support. If I can build a fan base of a couple hundred people and they all do $5 a month in a Patreon like that, and I'm not trying to be rich and famous. I'm just trying to get by and chase this dream and try to become bigger and do cool things, but also build a brand that, if it does get to a point where it becomes big, that I can use then my brand to help elevate others and my local community. Because I mean, it's no secret that one of the people who inspired me is Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, sold everything he loved to start his dream and film his first movie. I essentially did the same thing with the podcast. I sold all my collectibles. I only collect very little right now. I don't really have things that I do very often for myself. A lot of it is just everything I have right now is going into this content space. I sacrifice time from friends, from family, from my wife, and this is where I struggle when it comes to, is it worth it? Should I dial it back? Should I keep pushing? And I can't do something without giving it my all. So it's my struggles. I don't know. I hope that wasn't too much and bored people, but I'm just trying to be honest, and like I said, even if no one watches these are for me to look back on in 5-10 years and be like, man, you were right, you should have quit, or man, I'm glad you didn't, or whatever it may be. But I think this is going to be more of my personal journey. I'm trying to lose weight. I want to start doing that. I want to get my sleep schedule right. Like, the depression has affected my sleep, has affected my eating. I don't eat very often. Hopefully that helps with the weight loss. But it's just a lot on my mind. Not being my entire life working factories and kind of growing up in that mentality of men have to provide and men have to do this and you have to go and break your back and dig ditches and do that. I wish I could, but my body just isn't doing it anymore. And that's for another story for another day about my disorder. Maybe that's something I'll talk about in a future vlog. But yeah, so if you're watching this because you want to see my experience from wrestling, and you're going to get that, but also it's going to be a little bit of everything. Even if I'm not a wrestling show, maybe I'm just going to try to vlog maybe once or twice a week. We'll see how it goes, like I said, but we'll try it and see how people enjoy it, or if something I'm comfortable still doing. Because it's being very vulnerable and putting yourself out there isn't easy. I just realized too I didn't turn hyper smooth on. Fuck. So it's bouncing around a lot. I apologize. I will try to fix it in post, but if it's too much, we'll just have to deal with it for this video. But that's essentially going to do it for me. Yeah, man. And people who do support and are watching this, the numbers are there, but I only have a handful of people that tell me they're there, and that's fine too. A lot of people are lurkers. A lot of people are just watching from afar, maybe watching for right reasons, wrong reasons, I don't know, hoping that I fail, hoping I succeed, but don't comment. All that's beautiful, but I'm trying, man. I'm really pushing. This isn't something I'm taking lightly. This is not just a hobby anymore. This is not just, hey, I'm having fun doing it, but if you invested in me, if you bought into what I did, I honestly, like, one of the biggest things that hurt ending the other podcast and starting this anew was I knew it wasn't a lot of people, right? So it's not like I let hundreds and thousands of people down, maybe tens of 20s, but people who bought and paid with their hard-earned money into merchandise for Banging Beers, interviews with everyday people, Truth Behind Illusion, to then end all those, and for people that put their money into those platforms, whether it be Patreon and stuff like that, like, that bothers me. It bothers me that people took hard-earned money and put it towards me, and I didn't succeed, and I didn't continue that, and I didn't keep pushing. But I'm going to, if that's the type of content you like, I will try my absolute best to still carry that type of content to my space and to my channel. It may not be an interview form. It'll maybe be a YouTube video form or a video form where we talk about paranormal stuff or metaphysical, or I go to a metaphysical shop and talk to people, or go explore areas with the GoPro and just see what the fuck happens or what I come up with, or I go to a brewery. The brewery and beer stuff is coming. I'm trying the movie reviews. We started with the horror, but I'm talking with other people about coming on and maybe having someone different every time, talking about a movie or a music or anything that means a lot to them and they want to speak about. Like, so there's a lot I have planned. It's just execution is key, and I'm just gonna keep grinding. I know this is super long. I hope this wasn't very boring, but I love you guys. Seriously, it means the world for the people who support and have given me support, whether it be financially or just with a comment, a share, a like. It means the world. 600 and some plus members strong on YouTube, and since October, which is insane. Discord over 100 members. Almost every part of social media is over 1,000 people. Still working on Twitter, but it's just crazy. It's absolutely insane. And for the people who stuck through me, who didn't just, leave when things got tough, or leave when I wanted to do this solo, I appreciate you. And for the ones who did and don't talk to me, it sucks. I miss you guys, and I have nothing but love for you. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's tough. There's a lot more to this journey. If you guys have any questions or topics that you do want me to talk about, please put them below. I will try to address things on future vlogs and try to talk about things, but but that's gonna do it. I'm gonna pick up Crispy here in a minute. Maybe when Crispy comes in, I'll talk to him for a little bit on camera with you guys and have some fun. But so I'll see you guys soon. Bye. So we're here, no lapel mics, we're just hanging out. We made it to Jersey. We've been here a while, so just coming and helping out with the team, just setting up production. Crispy was a huge help. It's hard for me with my body to carry all the bags and do everything we're doing, but so huge help. Thank you so much. No. What do you think of this locker room? Just no words. It's like, it's crazy. I've never seen a locker room like it. Yeah, it's a crazy. So many different talent. Yeah, and so many different spans of generation. Yeah. We just gotta recorded some footage. I won't use it here because the belts aren't being revealed until later on. But we got to see the belts and what they represent, and they're beautiful. Shout out to Ruta Entertainment. But no, man, we're in a locker room with the SITs, Lindsay Dorado, Papa Don. Like, there's the legendary people that are here on top of the new generations coming up, like the Slime Balls and all those other guys. What a fantastic locker room. We're very honored to be here, and we'll try to get some more footage throughout the day here and keep things going. But what a day. You glad you came? It's been a long day. Yeah, it's not it's not even done yet. Show hasn't even started yet. Hasn't even started yet. We'll cut in and out. I might get some footage of, like, I'm gonna be helping with the production on commentary time, so I'll probably shoot some videos of them. But overall, fun day. We made it to Jersey. We made it to, what part of Jersey are we at? Ridgewood Park. Ridgewood Park. So, yeah, what a cool venue, cool spot. Yeah. And just doing what we can and contribute. That's what it's all about. All right, we'll see you soon. All right, I think it's gonna close out this one. Yeah, so I don't know. I just had, like, the show was Friday. I didn't do anything yesterday. Like, the day after a show is really like a self-reflective day. I don't know if this means anything, if I'm crazy or anything. Once again, being vulnerable. But, like, it's draining. It's absolutely draining. I don't tell many people this, but, like, the day after a show, I'm mentally shot. I overthink everything. I wonder if I did a good job. I wonder if it was worth the drive. I wonder if I could have done more. That's the biggest one, is, like, did I do enough? And then like, with my joint disorder and my body pain, like, I leave there hurt. The next day I couldn't move. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. It was rough. But I will say this. Huge thank you to Crispy, man. If you weren't there, I would have been hurting. Like, he helped carry a lot of dude, I made that kid do trips, man. I was like, yo, because, like, if like Brian would know, and a few people who've done podcast stuff with me, like, I bring all my stuff in, I bring it in, I set it up, and then every single bag that I use to bring that stuff in, I take back out to my car because it takes up less space, it's out of the way. I'm very conscious of, like, not being a burden or not being in the way or not Like my job when I go to do a show or I film content is go in, film my stuff, take up as little space as possible. Don't make it about yourself, but get your content and get out. And when I showed up at this promotion, it wasn't really about me getting content because I got a few things from the stage. I didn't get interviews. I didn't get anything for me personally. I got it for the promotion, and that's kind of what I do. Would I like to get content for myself and be like, hey, here, you know, I mean, sure, but like for me, a picture being like, hey, I was here, is enough. It's one of those things where just like, don't make it about yourself. Help out the show. I know we talked about this tons on the podcast where my from the people I met in this business, like the Erics and the Brads, and just that mindset of the business is show up and be an employee of that place. Put that place over. Work to make that place better. I wasn't even on production. It was Richard Luis, so you can see in the Follow Your Friends. Dude's a beast. He's a one-man production team. He shows up, he puts a hard cam somewhere in the venue, he sets up a commentary setup, and then he walks around and does roving, which is terrifying to me. I don't know how he does that because like I don't babysit commentary. I don't babysit hard cam, but I stay close. Because if something is to go wrong, and I'm always look at it, you're screwed. The whole show is done. Like, it's over. You don't get that back. And for him to like trust himself and his equipment enough to just put two hard cams up or a hard cam, and then just walk around, tell people on commentary to hit a button, and then he goes and does a roving, and then edits it all, and makes the footage he makes, and does what he does at shows is unbelievable. Huge props to him. I have really nice equipment. I don't trust it. I have to stay by it. But yeah. So I offer a little more on commentary. I've used his equipment. His equipment's great. It sounds great. But I have headphones. I have a whole another setup. So I kind of just like took that over from him and monitored it. So that show's gonna have two hard cam. This is all irrelevant. But yeah. So I helped out with production. Helped him out. So when the show goes out, it looks good. It sounds good. They were able to have three people on their commentary table. What they wouldn't have been able to have or they would have had to pass the microphone back and forth. So that was a help. Crispy went downstairs. We set up a backdrop for promos, and he went down there and helped people fill promos. So that's going to be a thing. Yeah, huge help. Thank you so much, man. But like, leave there and I'm mentally like, did I do enough? Was I good? Did I leave a good impression? Did I make it about myself? Like all that runs through my brain and it sucks. But I stayed home. I was invited to go hang out with Mike Sierra to go watch WrestleMania. Riley, sorry. And I didn't go because I was just like mentally not in the space. So today is Sunday. It's about 5 o'clock. I am now watching my fourth independent wrestling show on Fight Plus. I watched so much GCW this week in the collective. So much good stuff, man. Like, this is what inspires me. Like, I watch these people go out there and kill it and put on these amazing shows. And then you see my, like, people who I really care about and love and support travel across the country and get opportunity. And it's so awesome. I hope they all make it. I really do. That's why I make this content. And that's why, like, I'm really like self-conscious about making this vlog because I want to become a brand. I want to become like someone who is talked about and revered and like the podcast hosts and all that stuff. But it's just like I have a hard time making myself the attention. Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like I'm never gonna go to a place and walk in to be the loudest in the room and just draw all the attention to myself. And the people who do that, man, like, good for you. I don't have the energy or the confidence, I guess you would say, to do that. I mean, if you give me a microphone and I have to be, dude, I'll fake it till I make it. I'll look like the most confident person in the room and I'll kill it. But it's not technically like what I can do. But yeah, so just grinding, man. And then today is Mania. Well, last night Mania night one, such a good show. Probably one of the best Manias I think I've seen in a long time. But also the storylines are in my head fresh, so that always helps. But now night two starts in about 4 or 5 hours. I'm currently watching. What is this one? Jimmy Lloyd, I think. Sorry, it's everything's. Oh yeah, Jimmy Lloyd's Degeneration F. So yeah, I watched that. I watched For the Culture, Josh Barnett, Bloodsport 9, GSW versus DDT. There's another one in there I watched too. Uh, I forget, but I want to get in, if not today, tomorrow. Effie's Big Gay Brunch. I really want to see that one. I'm kind of and the Emo Night. They're the two. And Joey Janela Spring Break. I didn't see that yet. So they're all on my list. But I don't know. Just a great weekend for professional wrestling. The SAT show. Wrestling is now. But the SAT, they're a part of this along with Paul Loria. Was awesome, man. It was such a cool experience. The building was sold out. I heard so much not negative, but negative about that venue and how it doesn't sell out and how everyone runs it and it's an oversaturated building and it's not worth running there. And this place was sold out, and the poster didn't have Ichiban on it, didn't have Lindsay Dorado on it. Like, they purposely kept that off the poster. And then you showed up and you see these talent that go out there and the performance that they put on, and the people that came out to support. It's unbelievable. It's going to be a really fun promotion. Definitely keep an eye on them. They're really good. They're really, really good. And the locker room, I will say this, I always brag how the Northeast PA locker room is the ones I work for are some of the best that I've ever been a part of. Been a part of a lot of locker rooms. Our locker rooms are bar none fantastic. And this locker room was very, very good. Very good locker room. Everyone's so welcoming and they're personable, and I met a lot of cool people. That's my favorite part about going to these new promotions, or stepping out of my comfort zone and going to like Jersey or New York. I haven't really done New York yet, so hopefully soon. But yeah, just meeting new talent, meeting new faces, seeing new people. Like, I love, like, even watch GCW. I love like when someone new shows up and like, oh man, this is like my new favorite person. I want to seek them out. I want to watch more of their stuff. Like, that's so exciting to me. If you're a professional wrestling fan and you're not just watching what's on TV, you're missing out. There's so much good stuff out there. But that's gonna do it for this vlog. Maybe I'll add something in for Monday, but I don't know how I'm gonna release these or how I'm gonna put them out. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I'm terrified to put this out because here's my mind state, and I'm gonna not try to draw this out, but like, I feel like people just don't give a shit, and I don't blame them. We live in a world right now where like people are getting shot every day, and everyone's worried about everything, and there's so much negativity, and there's so much division, and people are worried about this and worried about that, and it's just always fighting. And then for someone like me who's chasing my dream to be a content creator to come on and be like, I had a bad day today, like, no, who fucking cares who you are? So I just try to keep a lot out to myself. But like I said, this journal isn't, if people like it, cool, but this is for me, I guess, just to get it off my chest and to say it out loud and put it out there. And if someone hears it, cool. If no one hears it, cool. But I guess hopefully this is therapeutic for me just to talk about it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But thank you guys. If you have watched, I appreciate it. Comments, feedback, if you want to tell me I'm a fucking crybaby, put it in the comments. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun journey. I have a lot of stuff planned. Like, dude, my notebook is completely filled. I had a podcast coming up on the 4th that got changed. I'm pretty bummed. I was really excited to talk to Pete Corvus, but he has work and some other stuff going on, so we had to reschedule. He's not going to be on the April list or May, unfortunately, unless someone bails, and then I can fit him in. But Matt Durline stepped up, so a huge thank you to Matt Durline. Dylan Mesh, who we went to, like, we didn't go to school together, we went to the same school, so I'm excited to talk to him. Rembrandt, Danielle Alexander, Mr. Sam, James, I can't say your last name, James, but he used to be from the area. I've met him, he's really, really cool. He lives in the UK now. He has his own podcast about recovery, and he's just an awesome person. Kit Raff, Cosmic, who I'm so proud of. She's been doing amazing stuff. And then at the end of the month, Ricky Price. No kayfabe here. The kid's amazing. He's such a nice guy. I want nothing but the world for him. But yeah, and then I'll actually put it out here now so you'll hear it. But the dude, not all these are locked in. Anything can change from now till then, so don't hold it to me if it doesn't happen. The dude, Ed House, Deshaun Pratt, Jay the Key Evans, Robbie Illuminati, and Ruckus. Elevation 1470, the sponsor of the podcast. Julius Smokes, and Brandon Downey, and Squid Sterling. So Robbie Illuminati and Ruckus and Julius Smokes are some pretty, and Deshaun, I would say as well, are some pretty well-established long-term names that have done some cool stuff in this business. My goal for June and going forward is I still want to interview my friends. I still want to interview the people that no one really knows about or I can expose to a new audience. But I am going to go out of my way to try to get more of a bigger get once a month, which is terrifying for me as well. I don't want to. I don't want to clout chase or just chase names, but I do want to put one or two out there. I think it's going to help the growth, but also like if I can talk to them and test my might against some more popular names or people who have done tons of probably podcasts, that'd be amazing. If there's anyone you would like to see or hear, that'd be awesome. But yeah, so I'm gonna try that, and also I'm gonna try to not just do all wrestling stuff. Like I know that's kind of my bread and butter, and I have tons and tons and tons of people who want to come do it. But I do want to interview musicians and directors and people who just do cool things, who create, who are artists, who are grinding, content creators. It's still on the table. I talked about it for my last podcast, but I'd love to talk to like OnlyFans content because I think that's a fascinating industry where it gets a really bad rep, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing that they do it. I think it's a bad thing they get a bad rap. I'll make that clear. And stuff like that, man. It's just like when you enter anything like independent music, independent art, artists in general, art pretty much for the most part is independent, unless you're getting paid. But content creating, professional wrestling, man, there's layers to all this, and there's things that you don't even realize that people go through, and the stress that it could be, or the fatigue, or the creative drops they have where it's just like I don't know what to do, or I've been grinding at this so long and nothing's taking off. Like there's so many layers to that, and it's cool to pick people's brains and learn about that. So if there's an industry I'm not aware of and you're like, oh man, you should hear about the industry of pro bass fishing. I don't know anything. I'm down to talk about literally anything. If you have a story or an experience you went through, I'm not trying to bank on people's misfortune, but I think people's stories of overcoming things, or if they're working on things and trying to overcome it, I want to talk to you about it. It's not just. I'm very open. The ABJ podcast isn't set in one style. It's not set to one genre, one business, one anything. It's open to everything. This right here is my personal journal. This is me talking to you. This is the ABJ podcast, but not the ABJ podcast because it is me, this vlog, this journal. But the podcast itself is when you're on the episode, you're on the ABJ podcast, but that chapter is yours. That's your journal. That's your story. That's your struggles and trials and tribulations and your dreams and your goals. And that's what I want to put out there. So I don't put it under comedy when I list it. I don't put it under, it's literally listed under personal journals because that's what I want this to be, is I want to hear about you and your story. But that's all I got. I hope this vlog was good. I don't know. I'm gonna go back and start editing this and be like, man, I hate this. And if it makes it and you're watching this and made it this far, this was a lot for me. This was a huge undertaking. This was a huge. I'm not even looking at the camera that much. I'm sorry. I'm just, like I said, I suck at this. I'll hopefully get better, but I'm not a professional at this. I didn't watch like how-to videos, how to become a vlogger. I'm just doing what I've always done, is just hit record, try it, fake it till you make it, learn as you go, and try to be good at something. Yeah, thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. Episode 2, maybe, or a Journal 2, hopefully coming. Fingers crossed. Hope you guys had a good Mania weekend. If anyone's watching this that got to participate or do any wrestling this weekend on a bigger stage, I'm proud of you. Keep grinding. If you've accomplished anything that you wanted to accomplish recently, good. If you haven't and you're grinding, keep pushing. I know it's fucking hard. I know it may feel like no one gives a shit, but you have to find your happiness, you know? I love you all. ABJ, Anthony Blackwell, Tony Blackwell, whatever you call me, whatever you know me by. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.